and welcome to Epiphytic Cacti. So today I wanted to do a little bit of an ad hoc video because I got a box in the mail from a new friend. It is someone that I met through originally the Facebook communities. I believe she also watches the videos on the channel, and she sent me a absolutely fantastic package today. I was so excited. And in the package there was a letter. It said, "Hello there, going through plants, getting ready for winter. Guess what I found? Didn't know I had. It's crazy. I know. Have fun planting. Thanks for sharing." So there was a very large surprise in the box. But so I got this wonderful, amazing package. I mean, this was just amazing. So it's mostly Schlumbergera and Ripsalidopsis hybrids. But there was also an epiphyllum in here, and that was the crazy thing that she didn't know that she had. If you're familiar with the kiwi hybrids, they're hard to get in the United States, and they're considerably more sought after because of their beauty. They're absolutely gorgeous. You know, more and more kiwi hybrids end up getting registered. And so I think that when I went through the new batch, it's like there were so many really beautiful ones, but there was one that just really stood out to me. I think because it had colors that just really unique colors. You know, it was a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coloration. That was really crazy because that kiwi was in my box. So the name of that kiwi is Kiwi Tropical Sunset. It truly does have colors like a tropical sunset, at least in photographs. I'm really excited about that. You know, it's probably going to be like a little prized baby, very, very well taken care of. And then I think just the glory of these Schlumbergera and Ripsalidopsis hybrids it's just fantastic. They were more than, it was a lot of cuttings, I think, of each one. And as you can see, like I actually have kind of my smaller 6-inch pots here. And I do want to talk a little bit about why I was choosing these, because I think a lot of times when you see Schlumbergera or Ripsalidopsis very first potted for rooting, they're generally in very tiny pots or like little plugs, and there's always kind of like one little cutting or two little cuttings. But she sent me so many cuttings of each one that I decided to put them in pot, you know, a pot that was a little bit bigger, a little bit larger, and plant them together. You know, I'm gonna do like a little bit of plant magic here. I am actually, or a little bit of camera magic, I guess. What I'm going to do really is I'm actually going to pot some of these, and then we'll kind of come back and I will show you how I actually pot these for rooting, you know, when I'm starting these. Now, like I said, normally you'd choose a much, much smaller pot than this, but I'm choosing this pot just because there were so many. I mean, you can truly see there's so many, so it's already going to be, you know, just really kind of quite the magical little plant. And I think when it roots, it's going to be even more magical. So there we go. And off to do a little bit of plant magic. Okay, so we're back. I've got my hot chocolate, and I have these two little guys that I am going to pot up. First thing I'm going to do really is, you know, I'm going to take this guy and fill him up fairly high with my standard epiphytic cacti mix. So then I'm just going to take these guys, you know, and I'm just going to kind of barely kind of wiggle them down there just a little bit. You will notice that with cuttings like these, it can be a little bit tough sometimes because they get, there you go, that's what I mean. They get a little bit heavy like that. And so, you know, I'm not really trying to bury them or anything. I'm just kind of placing them like this. One of the things that you definitely don't want to do with these guys when you're rooting them is bury the clades. You do not really want to, you always want to try to plant it so that just only half of the clade like this is underneath the soil. There we go. And then I'm just going to, you know, lightly kind of fill that right there. And then I'm just going to gently lift these guys up and pretty much get a little bit around like that. Trying to pop out again. There we go. I'm gonna tap, tap. I feel like this guy right here, particularly this one, we're gonna have to, there we go, right in the center there, and that's good. And now he'll stay. So then after I do that, you can see that I've essentially kind of buried those clades. So what I do is I just kind of gently go and pull them out a little bit, just to make sure that they're not buried beyond really kind of the first half clade like that. There we go, just like that. Probably have to kind of like watch these guys for a little bit and everything, just because the clades, they can actually fall out when they're this, or the cuttings can fall out when they're this large. So, if that happens, you just go and, put them back in pretty much. So there's one. Isn't that just amazing, the amount of cuttings? So this is really why I chose these little bit of larger pots, because the amount of cuttings was so much I kind of had to. That was a Schlumbergera hybrid. Now for this Rhipsaladopsis hybrid. There we go. And again, just gonna kind of come around here and place these guys. I always find that if they're really big, they actually tend to not fall out if you put them more towards the center. There we go. Now again, just come in here, put a little bit down in the center like that. And then just go around. There we go. To tap the pot to whoop, and see that? He just popped right out of there. So now I gotta pop him right back in there. Oh, knee popped out of there too. So it's kind of a thing, I think, because my mix here is so, the way that my mix is, it's so chunky and it's so light that things just like to pop right out. So there's that guy. Looks really good. If anything seems a little bit too low. I do find that they root fairly easily when they're outside. Right now, we are actually going into fall in my area. And as a matter of fact, I think my goodness, I think it's like going to be Wednesday. It's supposed to be 37 degrees here. So I will be moving my plants in pretty soon, pretty quick, before Wednesday. And so these guys really probably aren't going to hang out outside. They're probably going to go right down into one of the grow areas, start their life indoors. My grow areas are actually fairly conducive because I keep, certain things, which we'll do a tour of all of that kind of stuff pretty soon anyway. But there we go. Get this guy over here. And there we have it. Isn't that just fantastic? There are so many of them. So I'm just going to, I'm so thankful for this. I think this was so awesome. And it was so fun to like pot these guys up here. And I suppose I should show this really sweet little kiwi here. Isn't that just great? And look at the new little growth. It's just so pretty. And I always love it when they're just a little bit red when they very first come out. So I'm so excited about that. And I'm just so excited about all these kids. I truly love rooting things. I don't know why, but I mean, I think there's something extra magical about epiphytic cacti and the way that they root. So, I do really, really enjoy rooting plants. It's just something that's really fun for me. Well, I want to say thank you very, very much. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for watching, and happy cacti growing.